Hey guys, I'm going to do a quick rundown on how to use graphical analysis. There's two ways to use it. Sensor data collection is if you have one of the probes to connect to, and then you can click there and connect the probe. Manual entry, that's what we're going to do now, is when you want to type in, have the data that you've taken these measurements and you want to type it into a spreadsheet. Google Sheets is also an option. I'm going to show you guys that later, but this is the quick and most straightforward way. Um, it's just a good, easy option. So you're going to come, what'll come up is a graph and then a little spreadsheet over here. You're going to enter your data as it's directed to on the left. So it's going to tell you to enter something on the horizontal axis. So I'm just going to make up numbers, so you'll look at your data table and you'll transfer it over here. And then what goes on the vertical or in the Y column here is whatever's on your again from your data table that correlates to the vertical axis. So I'm just going to make this, say it's 2. I'm just going to keep doing random points here, but every time I put in a data point, right, it plots it. And then what you'll see, right, is it makes a decent line. Typically it is going to be linear, but so you should be able to look at it and see a definite pattern. And then for us, it's typically going to have a nice straight linear pattern, or it might curve and then it's quadratic. But you should be able to clearly tell a difference. If you can't tell a difference, you might want to ask or err on the side that it's linear. All right, so I had it. You hit this little button, this analysis vertical, and then it's going to give you an option. There's a bunch. Well, if you click on it, it gives you a default solution. But if you click on it, it gives you a bunch of options. Right now, these lines, I mean, that's definitely linear. I could click on other things, see how power's a little off, inverse is way off. Like the line it draws needs to match your data. Now, quadratic is tricky because it looks like it matches just as well. But this one, for the first couple labs you guys are doing, it's linear. And then you just do apply. And then what you want to check is that the line it drew matches up with your data. Now mine was made up data and it perfectly falls on the line. When you're taking measurements, they don't necessarily fall in that nice pattern there. But overall, it should have a linear look to it. And then it's going to give you y equals, so it's a linear line. It's going to give you y equals mx plus b, which is the slope, the equation for that line. With the slope. Right? So it gives you m is the slope, and then b is going to be your y-intercept, and it gives you those numbers down here. Now for my data, the slope was 1 and the y-intercept was 1. So when I go to write this whole equation on the lab, I don't write it in that format. I can put in the actual numbers where they go. So for me, I would type in or write in y equals 1 times x plus 1. That's the equation for my graph. And then the rest of the analysis will come from this information. So a couple other things you want to make note of: the units for the axes that you'll get from the data table. So what if I put time on the x-axis, which is usually what we do, you're going to have seconds down here. And then if I put let's just say I'm doing a position, then meters on the y-axis. So for my slope, it'd be right. It's rise over run, which I don't have to do because it did it for me. I could pick 2 data points and do a rise over run to verify. This will do it for us. Units, though, you got to take a second to think about. So if it's meters on the y-axis and seconds on the x-axis, rise over run, meters over seconds. So my slope, if it asks like, hey, what's the slope of this line? I would say it's 1 meter per second. And that's the rundown for this. Hopefully it doesn't give you guys too much trouble. Let me know.